Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Sorry for the long break in videos. I'll explain after we get out of qualifying. When I get a minute, try to see if I can qualify decent. This is C-Fix Trucks here at Kentucky. Decent strength of field for me. We're going to try to put myself as close to the front as I can. I'm struggling with qualifying, so try to give it the best run that I can. Full throttle through 1 and 2. I've just not been... I've either overdriven corners or underdriven corners really bad. This is probably going to fall as one of those... maybe not quite terribly overdriven. See if we can set a personal best. Yeah, 766 is. Fourth so far. Not likely to go faster the second lap. Typically the first lap is the fastest. But put it out here, see what we can do. See if we get any run off of 3, 4. Doesn't look like we're going to. We're going to lose quite a bit of time. Kind of expected overdrove 3 a little bit. Trying to hustle it. I'll take 4 to start so far. I think I'm like, I don't know, truck number 13 or 14, something like that.
That's the end of the session.
It's not 15, excuse me. So not a terrible spot, especially when I think we've got 22. I'll take that. We were a little under a 10th off the pole. Quite a few of us. Wow, like only 10th of a second separating second through or third through 9th. 10th, that's pretty tight. Wow, a lot of tight people. Didn't make any adjustments to the fix setup. So anyways, we'll get paints refreshed and then kind of explain what's been going on. Yeah, had a combination to start the week. Tried to do ARCA at Myrtle Beach. Lost connection partway through the race, so couldn't get back into it in time. Been fighting internet issues for the last couple of weeks, but it's typically been sporadic enough that I've been able to get races in when I have raced. And then ended up feeling under the weather for the last couple of days, so took time off from racing altogether. Didn't even log on at all. Jumped on today to try to do one of these and fought one race where I disconnected while running in the top 5. Another race got wrecked like 6 laps into it, and then a third one got wrecked like a little after halfway, and it's just been frustrating. Like, want to show you guys something better than me getting wrecked early on. So there's some drivers I have run with throughout today that I'm definitely gonna have to watch out for. It's gonna be interesting, but hoping that I can finally just find one where I don't have issues with driving, don't have issues with people wrecking and going all over the place. It's been stupid aggressive. And hopefully my internet can hang on. Internet's probably not going to get fixed until the early part of next week, so I'm going to have to limp it along for the rest of the week, but try to get something out. Hopefully this thing will process in time that I can get this out same day for you guys, but just have to see. I don't know. I felt like I'm like kind of mid-pack every time I've run. Like I'm not quite fast enough to stay top 5-ish, but I'm usually on the long run with tire saving decent enough to stay in the top 10, which, you know, especially in this race, being a stronger strength of field, this is the strongest strength of field I've been in today, and being truck number 15 to top 10 still would be a great day. It's been kind of interesting. I don't know. I still need to learn how to drive these things faster while being easier on the right side tires. So I don't want to necessarily jump out of fixed until I can master that, but the racing's just so aggressive and people are doing so many stupid things with how little off throttle time there is that I don't know, it's not fun to deal with that either. Sometimes I feel like the open side's a little bit cleaner, so we'll just see. Maybe during week 13 I'll run the open side at Kansas and see what I think of that again, but we're gonna get ready to go. we're actually going to do a first gear start, kind of roll into it. I think it's a little bit better than a second gear start. Rear end ratio is kind of weird. Off and rolling, not the best start. Or is going to be to our inside. Just watch for him working the inside into turn 1. See if we can get the run. If not, we'll just fall in behind him. Looks like that's what we're going to do. So we'll be back to 5th, no big deal. Just settle in. Start to turn some laps. Try to get into tire saving mode fairly early, but also not get run over, not lose too much time to everybody up front. Just hope that we can get a fairly clean race. Why we not have a caution? Not been in a caution-free fixed truck race yet today. I'd love to see that happen and see what I can actually do on tire saving, although ta-da, just as I say that. Lap 2. Well, bright side is it's not going to throw us in for pitting yet, but like, I don't know why. I feel like in some ways it's not a hard setup to drive. I feel like in some ways it's just because people are trying to get so many spots and it's so tight and packed up that it's what ends up happening. So back to 5th, but like I said, I can tolerate that right now. Goal is just to finally get a clean race in, no incident points, finish as best as I possibly can, and hopefully get everything going in the right direction. I think I've lost I think we're down to like 2750 or 2760, something like that in safety rating, and like below 3.0s or something like that. I've lost so much safety rating. Like every single race I've disconnected or finished in the back and lost so much I rating, a little bit of safety rating, but it's just been really frustrating. Like I said, a lot of it's been out of my control. The internet thing, I can't really do anything about that. It's just, that's bad brakes. I guess that's kind of the equivalent of, like, you know, having a mechanical issue in a real life race team. The driving stuff, one of them we were 3 wide and the driver just literally came up into me. I was holding in the middle and I was holding my line, and he just kind of came up the track and turned me across his nose, sent me back up the track into somebody else. And then trying to remember, I don't even remember what happened in the other one. There's been so many wrecks. So I'm trying to put that all behind me. Hopefully get you guys. Even if I finish, you know, because I'm slow, I finish in the back, that's fine. I just want to get a competitive race that's enjoyable to watch and not be getting wrecked 10 laps into a 40-lap race. Although, given what time it is when I wanted to get this out to you guys and everything else that I have going on, you might just see me getting wrecked at 10 laps in if that's what happens in this one. I don't know if I can keep attempting it. I don't know if my sanity can handle it today. Hopefully this one's finally going to go around. Obviously not going to be able to get a ton more races in the rest of this week, but AI rating's just a number, right? It's not... I mean, it is a reflection of what you do, but in the short term, it's not a reflection of what you're actually capable of. And I feel like I'm starting to hit kind of a little bit of a ceiling where I need to find a massive improvement in my driving skills to, you know, really crack up to like 3,500 or 4,000 and consistently stay there. I know these are all just bad brakes that, you know, if I don't do anything stupid, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to stay at 3,000 or above. Right now, it's just a number. Can't worry about it. Just gotta focus on this race, driving as clean as I can, and see if I can get you guys something competitive. .35 to go once we get the green flag. Still really early on. I think I'm gonna do the first gear start again. Like I said, it's just such a weird, like the pace we're at, and the way the rear end ratio is, it's such an in-between spot. If we were a little bit slower, it'd be even better in first gear. If we were a little bit faster, it would definitely be a second gear start. And I've just been timing these things really badly all week as well. So get ready to go. Just try to time this as best as I can and roll onto the throttle instead of spinning the tires. And I screwed up the start again. Missed the shift. Still terrible. Got the 9 to our outside. To stay low and we'll have the momentum on the outside. Or there was 11 to the outside, excuse me, 9 behind us. Take a shallow entry into 3, which is not going to help things from the tire perspective. Should be able to stay in front of the 11. 9's going to get a big run down the front stretch. So we got the 16 trying to come up. 11's going to dive to the bottom. 16. Oh, I thought the 16 was getting by the 9. Not quite. Alright, hopefully we can start to sort out. I'm going to try to be as kind to the tires as I can. So right now we can still end up going green the rest of the way, potentially. See if we can try to catch back up to the 3 while not overdriving anything to save the tires. I feel like sometimes I end up underdriving 1 and 2 and I overdrive 3. Which is why I still feel like I have a lot to learn about driving the trucks on the fixed side before I can think about jumping to the open side full time, but quality racing's been rough, although it's not going to help when I do that. Just pushed wide enough to get into the wall. Hopefully it didn't cause too much in the way of damage. Allowed the 9 and the 11 to close back up. We're about 3 to 4 tenths back from the 3 as we cross the line, starting lap 10. Trying to take that later apex, but I still feel like I'm turning in just a bit too early. 9's gonna clear the 11. I think they're gonna go side by side still into 3. Now the 9 clears the 11. Well, we made it past lap 10. And I didn't get wrecked yet, so it's progress compared to previous races. We're about equal distance between the 3 and the 9. Six is not a bad place to settle in right now. Deal with 6 right now. Especially if I can continue to save tires and, you know, end up outlasting some people. I'm guessing everybody up front's good enough that we're not going to have issues with tire saving, and people behind are probably going to be in the same way, but I'm hoping maybe there's a couple trucks that are trying to advance now that overdrive and end up falling back later on if we do stay green. Staying about even with the 3 maybe losing a little bit. 9's driving into 1 a little bit deeper than we are. And taking a later entrance to 1 than they are. So I'm hoping maybe the 9's going to be one of those that's overdriving. Start falling off if we do stay green. Two and 4 are pulling away a little bit. We're kind of staying even with the 3. stalled the two. Before it got into the wall there. It did, it was very, very minor. Might be getting a little bit tighter. We're also at the point where if we get a caution, people are going to be coming in for tires.
Your lap time was 31.88.
And again, going to drive it in a bit deeper into one. I'm probably lifting a little bit more than some people around me. Just trying to save on that right front. Eleven's falling back. 16 got by him.
Last lap was at 32.00.
25 to go. I'm hitting the brakes when I feel like I lift a little too late into 3 and overdrive it, just to keep from loading up the right front too much. I feel like we're probably a 6th or 7th place truck right now. I'm just checking out. Run every truck race with him so far. Starting to pull away from the 9, slightly holding even with the 16. 17's also worked by the 11. Might be that tire saving you're starting to see come into play. Some people burned up stuff. It's not allowing me to catch to anybody up front, but I would expect all these guys to be better than me at tire saving. Mine closes up a 10th that lap.
You've just done a 32.33.
Push wide there off at turn 2, get into the wall, dum me. Switch the session the last lap. I'm gonna have to get the 9 by. Cannot believe I made that mistake. And we got right front damage, so we're gonna feel some aero effects from that, I'm sure. Just gonna sit behind the 9 right now and try to stay ahead of the 16 and the 17.
Position. Your lap time was at
Just wait a little longer. Try not to do that again. Stupid mistake on my part. Stupid, stupid mistake. Have to hope maybe can somehow try to get back to the 9, get by him before the end of the race. We're going to be under attack by the 16 and the 17 here soon.
Okay, Jake, that's half distance. You're looking good for fuel.
Just try to work the throttle through 1 and 2. Make sure I don't get on it too early. Push out like I did. Try to get a little better drive off the corner. Try to lift a little earlier into 3 so I can get back on the throttle a little earlier. 16 gets a good run. He's looking to be outside, not quite there. See if he gets to run down the front stretch. He's going to. Let's see which way he's going to go. Can't really throw the block. It's just going to get to the inside. Just going to try to work the outside as best I can. I don't think we're going to be good enough though to get the run down the back stretch. Drives it in, backs out. 17 actually gets into the back of us. It's going to give me a brief reprieve. 17's going to get by the 16. Lost time to the 9 there, that's okay. Like I said, this damage is not helping me, but I'm hoping maybe these guys are going to keep pushing hard. Okay, it's just a matter of, you know, hanging on for 5 or 6 laps and then they start falling off. 17 dives it in hard into turn 3. don't know if we're going to be able to hang on to it. I know we were going to clear him, but whether or not he was going to get the run down the front stretch, I have to see. Drive it in hard again into one. Try to pinch him down. He just runs into the left side of us, pushes up the track. Not going to make a comment to him. It's not worth it. He was in another race and drove pretty aggressively. Like I said, these guys don't... It's so hard to pass that they're just not going to lay off and give anybody room. It's just kind of how racing is now, so... Back to 9th. Top 10 is going to be tough to hang on to. We got 16 to go, working lap 25. Look at the replay. At least we didn't take an instant point out of that. Start using the brakes to get into turn 3. I don't know if there's going to be enough laps for me to make up 0.8 of a second to get back by the 17, but I'll keep digging. 3/10 back to the 11. We start driving better and see some more green out of the Delta. One truck slow down low. That's 19. Definitely feeling the right front. Wearing out. Pulled away from the 10 a little bit, but the 11 closes in on us. It's gonna dive it in. Turn 1 because I'm still trying to be kind to the tires. Hopefully we get the run off the corner, but we're going to be stuck with 19.
They're on the inside. You got one right side.
11 gets in the back of us. I kind of cut in front of him, but I had to cut low to try to get to the inside of the 19 as well.
On your right. Still there.
Awesome time to the 17. 19 gets into the wall. 11 just drives it in hard.
Still there. Inside clear.
Now we're... this is so frustrating. I hate the way people are driving right now. Like, no respect whatsoever. Just drove it in when he wasn't ever going to make it stick.
He's still there. You're in the middle.
Got the 19 to the outside. He's getting a run. Don't know where he's going. Then all of a sudden he got speed.
He's still there.
6 is to our... Excuse me, the 13's to our inside. 6 is up ahead. We're not even in the top 10 anymore. I'm not even going to finish 15th at this point.
He's still there.
Had such a good race going and then got that damage and screwed everything up. Now people are just driving aggressive.
Keep it together. Hold your line.
Alright, we're going back to 14th because I can't even battle on the outside with the 14.
He's still there. Keep digging.
Really got into the back of the 13 there. 14's pushing up the track. Lap 30. 6 is all over the back of the 10.
13.
We're all dealing with the 19 up ahead. This racing is just stupid. This is fun in some ways, but it's not in other ways. Just gotta hope that we have enough grip to try to not fall back any further. Decent split, and I just can't take advantage of it. Make stupid mistakes. Here comes the 14. Everybody, like, the minute you leave any hole open, they just dive in. Which is how racing is. And the problem is, it kills the runoff, so now the 12 is going to get the run. Like, I can't even defend against the 12, so now we go back to 15.
Still there. Still there.
Waiting for the 12 to shove up into me, but he's respectful enough to stay off. But if I turn in early, I pinch the tires and kill all the momentum off the corner, and somebody just goes around the other way. Like,
That was
it's so hard where to go. 14 gets into the wall going into 1. Only thing I can hope for is that he's going to make a mistake. At least like to pick up another spot before the end of the run. Certainly, trucks up ahead could do something stupid, make a mistake, and we could get there. 8 to go. Yeah, I'm clearly not driving turn 1 aggressive enough. It's the 12 though, like everybody's been diving it in on me. But I feel like it just kills the momentum off the corner. Well, it looked like he was about ready to drive into our left rear. Just not quite get a run 14 at all.
That time was 33.00.
Clip the apron, kind of sends the truck up the crack a little bit. Gets the momentum off of 2. Work to the inside, not quite to the 14, gonna slide up in front of the 12. Stay off him, he's gonna get the run on the outside.
Keep it together, hold your line. Clear.
14 gets into the wall, 12 gets into us.
Clear on the inside.
Like, God, nobody can get by without any kind of contact right now. He's just bouncing off of each other left and right. Try to go to the inside of the 14 since he's slower now.
Keep it steady, still there. He's still there.
He's gonna get the run there on the high side. I pushed up into him.
Clear. You got one right side.
I guess it's my turn to send payback. 12 takes advantage of it. He drives by on the outside.
15th place.
I feel like we're faster than the 14, but I just cannot complete the pass. I did the exact same thing though that I was complaining about everybody else. Try this again, but we'll stay off the 14 this time.
Still there. He's still there.
Come on, Jake. Push, push, push.
Alright, that time was not on me.
Clear outside.
I did not push up that much. At least I don't feel like I did. We'll take a look at it, but I don't think I did. 10's having issues. He's falling back. We're up to 14th again.
14.
I want to pick up another spot if we can't get to 13th before the end of the race. We've got 4 laps to do it. Big group of trucks up here. Just 5 spots up for the grabs if anybody does anything stupid. We're also half second behind them. They're yelling about something up front. Well, you've definitely gotten action, to say the least. Fourteen's fallen back. 18's gotten by him. 18's 4/10 of a second back. 12's working his way up. He's gotten by the 10, working on the 11 right now. Makes contact with the 10 or the 11. 11's going around, and we go caution. Alright, well, we knew contact was going to happen somewhere, and the 12 hasn't necessarily been the cleanest, so. 10's not really happy with the 12. They're going to take each other out. I'm going to have to stop to let them by.
Yeah, I'm gonna report you time.
Alright, now we're not. That was great.
Line up single file behind car number
I get people are upset with the 12 and how he's driven, but now we're looking like the street stocks.
Number 10 is a weapon.
That was funny. So there's a couple more spots. This is closer to the top 10. Road closed right now. We'll see if anybody's going to come in. The tires. I don't know. It'll be really interesting. If somebody in the back does, they're going to have such an advantage. The track position might be worth it. Is it worth the gamble to do right sides only? I don't know. This is going to get interesting. Somehow, thankfully, we still have a 0x.
It's open.
And we go more laps, which I guess technically means more corners to lower the corners or incidents per corner and try to, you know, build up more safety rating. I'd hate to do 4 tires be stuck, but 2 tires, it's always rough. Once I start 4 tires, I can't get out of it. I know everybody's coming in.
The leader, Justice, is pitting.
See what we're gonna do.
Watch your speed. Pit lane speed
And
limit is
make sure I don't overslide the box,
miles
too.
per hour.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think we're gonna stick with 4 tires. Just hope that everybody else does that as well.
Box in a 5, a 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now.
Okay.
Alright, let's hope that this works out. Nope, looks like everybody did 2 tires. So we're going to the back. Wrong call there. Wrong call. Behind the 13, 56.84. Yes, we were pretty close. So we're out the right front, but I guess on the bright side I have the advantage of having 4 tires compared to everybody on 2, but am I gonna have enough laps to make advantage of it? I don't know. We'll see what happens. 9s. 6th, yeah, I just made the wrong call going with 4.
Pits are open.
Completely wrong call. Probably should have done 2, but I was worried about it. See how far back in the pack we sort and how tough a top 10 is going to be. That's the only goal right now, is to rebound to a top 10. And we're just going to drive like a bat out of hell. Wow, 12th. Okay. So top 10's not as far off, and I think 4 tires should give me a little bit of an advantage. But again, am I going to be able to make aggressive enough moves without getting in anybody to take advantage of it? We'll have to wait and see. This restart is going to be stupid. I doubt we finish this race under green. I think everybody's just going to go crazy and somebody's going to drive into someone. So I have to keep my head on a swivel, look out for anybody pushing into me, because nobody's going to care about that. And keep myself off people. And try to be able to stop to avoid anything. Send it through. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be chaos. I guess given that the 10 went back after the 12, that gave me 2 spots that I wasn't going to get had we stayed green. So I guess in a way the caution worked out. And we're running ahead of where we're supposed to be. Not anywhere near where we started, but that was my fault for making dumb mistakes. Get myself sorted back here. One to go this time by. I think everybody's got some form of damage. All the trucks around, because it's been close racing and not real kind, not real respectful.
In this lap.
Back behind 3, we kind of followed him. Get some heat in the tires. Try to get as much grip into them as possible before we go green. I'm still going to use the first gear. I'm just going to have to try to time this start as best as I can and then get the shift point down. Not spin the tires, although I have a little bit of a better chance of not spinning tires compared to everybody around. I got to be prepared to go to the outside too quickly if a lane stalls out. Can't dock to the bottom until I get to the start-finish line, but be ready to go. And I'm fully expecting to get wrecked. Fully expecting to get wrecked. Got the 17 up ahead who could dump somebody. The 11's been rough. Really get to see the 13 much. 6 was kind of, yeah. We'll try to time this as best as we can.
The track temperature is falling. It's now 95 Fahrenheit.
Getting ready to go here. He's jumbling up.
Green flag.
Not a good start. Probably should have just done second gear. Losing spots on the inside because of that terrible start on my part. 18 just pushed wide. Clear behind, now it's time to start. Hoping that I can see some sort of advantage with the tires. No idea where I'm going.
Coming up on here.
I dove it in hard on the 18. It's going to be to our outside.
Still there.
White flag.
He's still there.
18 still to our outside. 6 is slow on the inside. Stuck behind the 6. Back to 13th. Big run on the 6. 11 slow on the outside. Talking to the inside, I think we might be 3 wide.
3 wide, you're on the bottom.
Try to make these tires stick. We got 1 slow up ahead, that's the 16. Don't think we're going to get there.
Still there.
11 to our outside.
Keep it steady, still there. 3 wide, you got about.
We go top 10.
They're low. They're all
I think we did. I think we finished 10th.
That's it.
Oh, oh, that was so close. Oh, that was so close. What a crazy finish. What a crazy finish. 3 wide across the line. Watching out for people blasting through. Wow, yeah, that was close. 14's not happy with the 13. I don't know, everybody's probably not happy with somebody. Obviously, there's people I'm not happy with. Alright, so we're gonna get out and take a look at everything. Let's watch that finish. Watch that first. So here's the restart. Double restart, jump to the bottom.
22 next time, front up.
Excuse me, this is the last lap. So let's watch. One lap behind. Alright, here we go. Terrible start. 6 pulled away. Probably should have been much further ahead behind the 6, although the 6 kind of slowed down there in the middle of 1 and 2 to slot in front of the 13, so that might have put us in a bad spot anyways. And he pushed up out of the corner. Obviously I should have done 2 tires. That's obviously the first mistake I made, but kind of pushed up. I thought I pushed up more on the 18. I didn't really. Stayed off of him. So I'm fine with how I ran the 18 there, actually. I thought I pushed up too far on him. Now is where it's going to get interesting, because we're running behind the 6, getting a big run down into turn 1. Had to sit behind him. There was nowhere I could go. And we're going to get the run. The 11 is going to get slow out of 2. Not sure if the 13 got into him. Duck behind the 13. We're going to go 3 wide with the 6 and the 11 momentarily into turn 3. Trying to brake. There's the 16 way high. I was hoping he was going to be slow enough we could get to him. I didn't know if we could or not. So now the 6 is on our outside. 18's trying to look across. He wasn't quite there. So that was that. Let's go take a look at stuff off the start when we got shuffled out. So I believe this was the lap when I got into the wall. Out of turn 2. I was running behind the 3. This is when I was running in 6th. Now it's next lap that I get into the wall. Because everything happened within like 3 or 4 laps of people just driving stupidly. Yeah, just got on the throttle too early, pushed, got into the wall. So the 9's going to go by, no problem. I had no way to stop him, and I was so far off on the momentum, so no big deal. Slot in behind him. Everybody's going to smell blood now. Which, again, it was tough to pass, so I can understand. Not trying to look to the inside of the 9 was just ducking down for the momentum. Right, so I believe it's next lap. We're going to have the 16 go diving in on me. Not quite. Jump up. Okay, so 16 gets the run down the front stretch. Drives it in. No problem. He's got the inside line. I gotta give it to him. Give him the run there. Fight back on the outside. '17 just gives us a shot trying to get the run off a turn 4 to get ahead of the 16. Okay, whatever. I can live with that one. If I hate those kind of bumps, then I shouldn't ever be racing anything but maybe open wheel. So we're staying in front of the 17. 17 gets in front of the 16 at this point. I know we're a lap behind what happened, but just trying to put this all into perspective to see what all happened. So now the 17 is going to dive it in into turn 3. Fight to get the run on the outside again. Clear in front of them. Obviously losing time to the 9 with this, but can't do much about that. And now the 17 dives it in. And we're just going to watch him start pushing up the track. Okay, so it was a bit of netcode that got me there. Whatever, can't get... I guess I can't get too angry at the 17, but he definitely was just on the throttle with not very much care. I think he probably would have pushed up into us. Netcode gets us there. Slot in behind the 16. See where the next one's going to come from. Guess it was a couple more laps. Alright, so then we got the 11. He's going to dive it in from pretty far back. As you can see, he's like 2 to 3 truck lengths behind. Just dives it hard into 1 on the bottom. I know the angle he took, he was never going to make it stick. And I got the 19 to worry about, who's slow on the outside. So that's going to make things really fun. 11 just gets into the back of me. I didn't cut in front of him. Like, I was definitely clear and had the lane to the bottom, so whatever, just wanted to keep the momentum up. Working to the inside of the 19. Again, we're going to watch the 11 try to dive it in from like a truck length back, and just, yeah, that's ridiculous. That's just absolutely ridiculous. Like, he is nowhere near me. He's half a truck length back, and I'm working my way to the bottom. See him coming, he's diving in. I'm not ready to give up that lane. And then at this point, kind of had to, so I bail out, start turning back to the right a little bit. Gonna give him the bottom lane. I'm giving him a full lane on the bottom, and he just hits the apron and pushes up into us because he was never going to make it stick. And that sends me up. Which the 11 was somebody I was worried about before. I noticed him doing rough driving early on, just not making stuff stick. Nothing I can do here. Everybody's going by me. I'm just so far off the pace and momentum that really wasn't anything I could do. Try to battle to the outside of the 13 at this point. Kind of came down, but, you know, just holding him against the apron, not actually making contact. Give him an entire 2 lanes. He clears by no problem. Here comes the 14. See if the 14, I can't remember if the 14 did anything to us or not. The 13 checked up, so we had to let the 14 go. I don't understand how we didn't get netcode out of that one, but we got netcode out of the deal with the I think the caution should come up soon. So where is the 12? I'll watch. So here comes the 14 diving in. Let's watch this one. This is another instance. I know I'm rambling on and probably being pathetic, but fine, 14 clears, hits the apron, pushes up. I again have to check up. So I couldn't make it stick. I was prepared to give it up to him, and he just flat out couldn't make it stick. Now here comes the 12, who's uber aggressive. You get the run on the outside, 12's going to slide up. So he got the throttle a little too early, most likely. Slotting in behind the 14. Thought the 12 was going to be coming up more. He's a little bit further behind. Alright, so here we go. 12's working the outside down the front stretch. We're catching back up to the 14 and the 13, or at least keeping even with them. Kind of came across the 12's node. 14 gets into the wall. So I don't know. I mean, that one's definitely tough, but like I don't know. I guess that was the one move that I made that wasn't really quite clear. And then when I came back in, the 12 just didn't care and it was going to push me. So I guess I deserved that retaliation. That put me into the 14 as the 14 was coming back down the track. Somehow didn't get a 0 or a 4x out of that. Don't really know how. Clear the 12. Trying to get the run on the 14. Back to the inside of the 14. Okay, so did the same thing again. What pushing up probably was going to end up getting into him anyways, but netcode goes into effect right there. Right there, netcode goes into it. 14 does a good job hanging on to it. Slows this down. 12 is going to get the run on the outside. 12 clears, so 12 really didn't do too much to me, I guess. So let's see what happens to bring out the caution. Because the 6 is slow. 13 makes contact. Pushes the 6 up, 7 back there. 18's behind. I want to see what brings out the caution. There we go. 12 gets into the 11, sends the 11 up into the 10. And then the 10's not going to be happy with that. So get ready for Street Stock 2.0. 10 pulls up to the 12 and just whacks them. And they both go into the wall. I don't know what he was thinking there. I don't know. That was pretty funny. But yeah, that's just people being aggressive and not having much give and take. So take a look at the results. I guess they should be a little bit better than what I thought. Top split of 6, 32-37 strength fields. Like I said, it wasn't terrible. Like should have been able to gain a decent amount. We were pretty slow in relation to the top 6, but I felt like I really was probably a 6th or 7th place truck had I not made the mistake getting in the wall in turn 2, which then started that cycle of me getting sorted back and just some guys, driving pretty aggressive, but managed to battle back past a couple of them. So take it. It's positive results. I finished the race, didn't disconnect, still technically finished ahead of where I was supposed to inside the top 10. Not as good as where I started, but it's just my mistake for the most part, and it's tough racing for sure. So a little bit of I rating gain, 29, back over 2,800. So doubt we'll be able to get back to 3,000 before the end of the week, but who knows? Take a shot at it, and a little bit of safety rating gain, so 3.18. So I think we're down just a little bit from the last time I had a race for you guys, but hopefully this one is able to get up quickly in time. If not, it'll go up next day, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So feel free to leave all your feedback on what I looked at. If it's just me not being aggressive enough, not trying to block fast enough to close the hole, or if it's guys pinching stuff hard or driving in too deep, it's hard to say. So a couple of guys that did that we finished ahead of. Some of it luck, some of it them getting caught up in stuff that kind of expected to see happen. But maybe I'm just not aggressive enough for these. Feel free to let me know what you guys think. So. But otherwise, until the next one, I hope all your laps are fast, your races are clean, and your finishes are good. Thanks for watching.